Welcome back. Now, if you didn't see the behind the scenes test shoot of this projector portrait session, run it back real quick. But right now, we're at Studio 210 in Rahway, New Jersey, and I haven't been here in years. I think it was over 5 or 6 years ago where I did a lighting workshop that I found on meetup.com, and this studio has everything you need. A variety of strobes, and today we used the Godox strip box with a grid and tested that lighting out on Bob. Once we had everything set up, I pulled out my laptop and opened up that mood board so that we had something to reference throughout the shoot. Kalia pulled up ready, face beat, hair done. Crew was excited and so was I. She changed her outfit in the changing room and we got right into it. I showed her one of the first poses that I wanted to start off with, so I wanted to make sure she'd be comfortable in the pose before she repositioned herself in any way that felt more comfortable. Once she was ready and good to go, I made sure the flyaways were not doing too much, but her bestie really came in the clutch, not just with put on that playlist, but with making sure that the touch-ups in between the shots were just right. Once Kalia was comfortable, we got started. Her energy was up and she was serving from the first shot, okay? We did a variety of different poses, brought in these beautiful flowers that her mom got from a local flower shop. I'd tag it below for sure because they smell good and look good. These are the portraits that we're going to use for the backdrop. So we wanted to make sure we had a variety, switching between poses and props. And I would show her the portraits in between the different poses so that she could make sure she felt good and looked good. Because we are not doing too many touch-ups with these portraits on the backdrop. Now that's totally optional, but because we have a set time, we're going to minimize the amount of editing for these portraits being used for the projector shots. Once we were done, we went through the photos. She had a variety to choose from and she picked her favorites. We tagged the ones that she loved the most and then we set them up on the projector using screen mirroring from the laptop to the projector. Now for this set, we brought in a posing cube so that she could use it to sit on and position her in the center of the backdrop. Now, this was the part of the session that gets a little bit tricky because now we have to reposition the lighting so that the lighting is more focused on Kalia and not on the backdrop. Because the projector is a light source in itself, we do not want to blow out the backdrop with too much light. So in between shots, I said, relax, get comfortable, because this might take a little minute. I had the help of the studio manager, Walid, because I was like, okay, I can't really move these, and I was not trying to struggle. So I said, sit tight, enjoy the music, and Bessie was taking selfies in between, and she got her own behind the scenes going on. So I showed Walid the test shot that I got with the lights positioned, how they currently are. And I said, all right, there's too much light on the background and we need to reposition the strip box and maybe dim the master light in order to make sure Kalia was the only subject really lit. I did not want to blow out the image on the projector. It took a minute to get the lighting right. I did have to play around with the strobe and continuous to see which one I preferred. I think I stuck with continuous lighting and then I shut all the lights off inside of that studio to make sure it looked just right. And you can kind of tell the difference here where I have the strobe kind of angled above her and mainly just her. And you can tell even from the video how the projector projected image appears on the seamless. So we picked the photo that she liked the most for the background, and still had to play around with the lighting and the angles when she did change poses a bit, but we finally got it right. I love how creative this concept is, whether it's for a birthday portrait or a creative portrait. I think this is something I would definitely do again. We really had a lot of fun shooting this session, and she really brought out her inner Beyonce, okay? I also had a mirror positioned in front of her. It's behind the camera so you can't see it, but once I did that, she was really feeling herself, and I think it brought out a lot more confidence. This was a great session. I am looking forward to showing you the results at the end of this video. If you're a photographer, I highly recommend giving a projector portrait a try, because it can challenge you with the lighting, but then also it's just a great way to diversify your portfolio with something a little different. I'm looking forward to trying something new for the next one.